What's up, guys? Today I'll be flying this Airbus A320 from Philadelphia over to Fort Worth. So that'll be a 3.5 hour flight approximately. Let's look over here. Yep, air time. Well, just under 3 hours predicted here. But that will be our block time. So we had all of our procedures on the ground. So anyway, we are currently parked at stand Alpha 13, I believe it is. I don't even remember. That doesn't really matter anyway, we're in the same. So let's go ahead and go over a briefing, and then we can start an aircraft for a flight and boarding passengers. Already have the AP running and the air conditioning. So let's go over it now. Let's start with the cost index, which is only 5, so pretty low for right now. We are climbing up the flight level 320. And here's our routing: 27 left, no sit available. But we can choose to take Philly 4. That will be our sit on the way out. 211 passengers. We have almost 28,000 in the fuel. Our takeoff weight is 184.5, so pretty close to our max takeoff weight. So that's what we're looking at. Payload 48.8. Let's look at our weather data. Only 8 knots of wind. Skies are clear, so perfect day for flying, although it is cold. So we are below freezing, so you have to be careful with ice and everything. But other than that, don't really see any types of hazards with the weather on our way out. So taking a look at Fort Worth, that looks pretty good as well. Weather looks pretty clear, and it is a lot warmer, so it will be a pretty nice escape for passengers looking to vacate to warmer temperatures. So that'll be pretty nice. Our alternates weather looks pretty good there as well. Don't see any hazards there. And if we look at our maps for turbulence, flight will get mildly bumpy, and we are passing this jet stream, which looks pretty strong, but it is pretty strong judging by that. So gonna have our flight will be a little bit bumpy. So we reached the end, so that's what we're looking at there. We have number 2 all the way up to flight level 400. And that is our flight briefing. Short and simple. So let's go ahead and hop into the cockpit. At this point, I will go ahead and start boarding passengers. Let me load the flight in there. There we go. Go. Ready to board passengers. Let me look at that temperature. Should be in the air conditioning page right there. Perfect. Fahrenheit. Interesting. That's 76. Really don't need to change it. Is that the environment in Fort Worth, so we're going to leave it alone. Need to leave these knobs alone today. Airplane is ready to be boarded. Get that flight recorder on.
Boarding requested.
Alright, so nav data is current, it's 2601. Very nice. There's our inner page, all looks good. Let's do an ACARS login first though. The data request, and then we just call it a day once it loads. Perfect. I'll go ahead and request the ATIS while we're at it as well. Do that. Should be available. Departure ATIS.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do
Well, I'll go ahead and load it here as well. Let's see what we have. Anyway, no information available. ACAR system does not want to work today. Okay. Well, it does not want to send us an ATIS. I wonder why. But see what happens if I also request the weather data here.
passengers boarding started.
Alright, so we have some data now. Perfect. Altimeter 3027. Okay. That's where I'm leaving it. And a request. Flight number is American 1115. Oops. Pulse index is 5. Cruise planned is 320. Let's get our temperature.
Fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Weather data. Wind information. It should be there. Alright. Minus 54. I'll put 2 slashes there. Alright, this point I'll say we can go to clearance and then go ahead and request our IFR clearance or PDC. Philadelphia clearance, good afternoon. American 1115 is with you at stand Alpha 13, ready to request IFR to Fort Worth.
Stand by, you're number 1.
Perfect. Also, another thing, looking at the
cleared
series, we
to
might
Dallas
not
Fort
even
Worth.
need
Radar vectors MXC. Venice filed. Climb and maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 32010 minutes after departure. Departure on 123.6. Squawk 6673. Expect runway 27 left.
Alright, 27 left. That is our squawk. Let's read it back. Initial climb to 5,000, expect 320 2 minutes after departure. Squawk 6673, expect 27 left, and departure frequency will be 123.6.
American 1115, read back correct. Ground will be on 121.65.
Okay.
Welcome aboard American Airlines Flight 1115 to Dallas Fort Worth. This is your purser, Mara Meyer, along with my wonderful colleagues. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, feel free to reach out to any member of the crew.
Let's grab
Thank you
27.
for choosing American Airlines.
27 left. Vector's on the way out, no Sid. We're going to insert that. It's perfect. For Fort Worth, we can expect what we have filed, which is the... It'll be up here. There we go. Server 4. Server 4 arrival. That will be runway 18 right, 18 right. Okay. I'll just skip past it. Server. Transition fuel if that's available right there. Perfect. Check for discontinuities, except for that one before MXE. Alright, that will be vectors to final, so we will leave that there. Perfect. Secondary, copy active. Init 2. We're not finished boarding just yet, so we will wait. We don't have a final load sheet. And did I start the alignment of the IRSs? Alright, there we go. Fueling does take a while in the Phoenix A321. Went up to 28,000 pounds. So we're still waiting. And that's what it looks like. For anybody who doesn't know what this feature looks like on the ground. Alright, alignment is in progress. At this point we can turn on the cabin signs. Let's go to our charts. It shall be in departures. All we have is Philly 4, so we really can't use all of this information. So all we have is the runway heading, what we're going to do as our departure briefing is and expect to climb via the runway heading and direct to Mike X-Ray Alpha. At over 4 or 5,000 feet will be our initial climb, unless instructed otherwise by ATC. So that's what we're looking at for today for departure. We have almost alright, 21,000 on the fuel, 21,000 pounds, so we're still waiting on that. At this point I'm going to skip the rest of the refueling. It will take a while. I'm not going to hold you guys up while watching. Very nice. Alright, fueling and bag loading is complete, and we shall have our final load sheet here. Perfect, we're going to accept that. 0 fuel weights 159.7, so let me enter that there. 159.7. Oh, whoops, flash there. 159, that's most of it. Flash our 0 fuel weights, which is 26.1. Oops. $27.8 on the fuel. Let's go ahead and enter that. Then we have 211 passengers plus 5, 216 souls on board. Pretty booked up on this airplane right now, so we will be a little bit heavy on departure. Expected. Alright, but now we're down to our takeoff performance, so let's go ahead and get that information, and we will be ready to go. Oh, I'm going into the wrong tabs. Here we go. Sync load sheets. There we go. Temperature -1. Altimeter 3025. Is that correct? That's exactly match our weather data that we're getting from here. Oh, that's for some reason I thought I could. That's okay. Yeah, I cleared it. So what's going on? I did not mean to do that. That's okay. We can go ahead and grab the ATIS again. See if we have a change.
INT 350 at 8. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, scattered at 2000 feet. Temperature -2.
3027.
Dew point
And we have
-14.
Lima. We have Lima. Yeah, let's still get it here. That's alright. That's okay. Read messages. Altimeter is 3025. Okay, this is correct, and the temperature is -1. So ATIS information is incorrect a little bit. Not too far off though. That's okay. Temperature -1. Have that information, so we can go ahead and accept it here and calculate anti-ice because of our temperature. We can go with engine 159, 168, 168. Packs are off. Forgot to mention that. We do not need a forced toga. We will use the flex. So let's get our information here. Whoops. V1 and V1. V reference 168. And so is V2. Drop 0.7. Oh, there we go. No takeoff shift. Once again, flex is 45. Alright, it's FMC. Pages are complete for our departure, so we're pretty much ready to go. Let's go to our overhead. The Adaires are set nav. Ground control is on. Crew supply is on. Off light is extinguished. Let's do our engine fire test. Both good. Engines 1 and 2. Fuel pumps off for now. External is on standby. APU is on. It's running and on bus. Lights as required. Seatbelts and no smoking on. Emergency exit light is on. The MCP is set. Profile mode. Let's open that heading window though. On the runway heading. You can expect to, because of our departure, we have no SID, so you can expect the runway heading and vectors to our first fix. So 267 runway heading. Perfect. First service idle. And the engine start switches are off. Engine mode selector norm for now. Alright. Cockpit preparation checklist. We're starting our checklist now. Gears, pins, and covers removed. Fuel quantity 27.7. For departure, seatbelts are on. Adaires. One, 2, and 3 nav. RSs. RF 3025, and that is set. The altimeter. Cockpit preparation is complete. And now we can call ground for push and start our procedure for starts. Philadelphia ground, good afternoon. American 1115 is ready for push and starts. Altimeter 3025.
American 1115, Philadelphia ground, push and start approved, tail west.
Push approved, tail west. Okay. Start up before start procedure now. Fuel pumps on. All of our doors are closed. And we can kill the GPU at this point. Four minutes down, not too bad. Still in the block. Ground surfaces, my bad. Bye-bye GPU. We no longer need you. I'm gonna lock that cockpit door. Yeah, remove the jetway. Just make sure, alright, our doors are closed. Jetway is getting removed. Cockpit to ground, good afternoon. American 1115 requesting jetway removal.
Next jetway.
Here we go. Before start checklist, parking brake is set, switch and the gauge is working. Takeoff speeds and thrust. V1 159, V2 168, VREF and V2 168. That is correct actually. Both are set. Windows are closed. And we can at this point get the beacon and the transponder. Cockpit to ground, American 1115, ready for push. Also before start checklist.
Release parking brake, pushback starting.
Complete.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Welcome aboard.
SGSX doing
Welcome
that.
to your American Airlines flight to Dallas-Fort Worth with an estimated
Set
flight time of 2
interrupted.
hours and 55 minutes. Your safety is our top priority, so please take a moment.
Interrupt pushback.
Let me know when you're ready to start the pushback.
To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle and pull to tighten. To release, lift the top of the buckle. If your seat is equipped with a shoulder belt, fasten it by attaching it to the buckle
Ready for pushback, push facing south.
and landing. Please keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated in case of unexpected turbulence. Ensure
Roger.
your seat is
Cloud will
upright,
stand by for
the
brakes to
tray
be
table
released.
is stowed, and all larger electronic devices are put away. Smaller handheld devices must be set to airplane mode. Carry-on items
they
must be
were
placed
ready.
completely under the seat in front of you or in the overhead bin. If an electronic device falls into your seat, do
Yeah.
not adjust the seat.
Release the
Please
brakes.
contact a crew member for assistance. U.S. law prohibits smoking at any time, including e-cigarettes. Tampering with smoke detectors
Ground to
may
flight deck,
result
clear
in a
for engine
fine.
start sequence.
All passengers must comply with lighted signs and crew member instructions. Please review the safety
Oh, I
card
forgot to
located
get
in
rid
the
of
seat
that.
pocket in front of you.
Get rid of those
It shows the
jobs.
location of exits and the use of safety equipment. In the unlikely event of an evacuation, leave all carry-on items behind and follow the escape path lighting to the nearest exit. Remember, the nearest exit may be behind you. All exits are clearly marked and equipped with evacuation slides, which may also be used as life rafts in a water evacuation. If the cabin loses pressure, oxygen masks will drop automatically. Pull the mask toward you, place it over your nose and mouth, secure it, and breathe normally. Always put on your own mask
Delaying engine starts due to icy conditions.
located under, next to, or between your seat. Remove the vest
Not
from
clear
its
what you said.
container.
Say again.
Place it over your head. Fasten it
Delaying engine starts due to icy conditions.
journey. If you have any questions, please refer to the safety card or ask a
Not
member
clear
of
what
the
you
cabin
said. Say
crew.
again.
American
Let's
Airlines,
just
we
ignore
fly
them.
so you can soar.
Hot sharp push. Sure they don't ram us into another aircraft. Alright, we're looking good here. Perfect. Alright, facing onto the taxiway, good. Not always perfect with the pushback, so I do want to watch behind them, especially in tight terminals. But that was pretty good. think we're stopping here. Should be.
Ground to flight deck, pushback complete. Please ensure parking brakes are set. Standing by for confirmation of good engine start and report when ready for disconnect.
Alright, 1, 2 in that sequence. Starting 1. Engine is turning, and 2. Oil pressure is coming into play. And we're just waiting for the fuel flow. Perfect. Fuel is kicking in, and the engine is stabilizing. Now we're just waiting for the start valve to close over here, and then we can start engine 2. Same procedure. Very automated. One thing I do notice is that the startup sequence is a little bit slower in the A321 than in the rest of the Airbus A320 family. Alright, we have a good start to engine 1, we're starting 2. Same thing, turning, and now we're getting oil pressure. Fuel flow. Now we're waiting for that starter to close. That start valve, ignition valve. Alright, start valve is closed. We have a good start on both engines. Let's make sure the generators are on bus, or we can shut the APU. Ensure that. Alright, here we go. Generators on bus. We have a good start. Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start, so you may disconnect.
Disconnecting tug. Bypass pin removed. Have a good flight.
Perfect.
Pushback already underway. Request abort if needed.
Door flow. Have to start flow. Collapse, rudder trim neutral. Ground spoilers. Armed. And auto brakes max. Oh, and engine mode selector normal. Already took care of that. After start checklist. Let's get that up and out the way. Anti-ice. Going engine. For departure. Negative temperatures. Minus temperatures. Ecam status checked. Pitch trim. They will be up 0.7. Right about there. That looks nice. Rudder trim neutral. Where is to say intentions tug? Still there. Cockpit to ground, we have a good engine start, so you may disconnect the tug. I don't know why they didn't.
Disconnecting tug. Stand by for confirmation that ground crew is clear.
Okay. Actually disconnected, please. Alright, they're letting the airplane down. Alright, good.
Ground to flight deck, bypass pin removed. We've disconnected and crew is clear. You're good to go. See you soon.
Okay. Thank you. Much. Fully ground, American 1115 is ready for taxi.
American 1115, Philadelphia ground, runway 27 left taxi via Juliet, November. Hold short of runway 9 or left, then Sierra, Sierra 1.
Juliet, November, hold short of 9 left, then Sierra, Sierra 1. Let's also look at that. Charts. We should have done a taxi briefing before, but it'll also be here. Ground charts. Cabin is ready. That's the call.
The cabin is now secure for
Thank you
takeoff.
very much. Alright, so we are Alpha. So we will exit the terminal via Juliet here. And we're going November. Let's see. Alright, Juliet, November. And we will cross 9 left here. In November 001. Okay. We have that info. What just happened? Oh, I'm sorry. Full laps 2. Alright, takeoff config test is good. Clear left and right. Let's continue this way. Alright. November, clear right and left.
American 1115, cross runway 9 or left, then continue taxi via Sierra, Sierra 1.
Cross 9 or left, at November, continue taxi, Sierra, Sierra 1. Check behind AI. Let's make sure we're actually clear. We are. At this point, we can turn on the wind shear prediction. Alright, we're down to Sierra. Getting there. Taxi checklist. Alright, let's slow down and do this. They're moving fast. Airplane wants to run away. And nice, we're already on the flight controls page. I like that. Slow down more. Alright, full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. Perfect. Going down to Sierra, clear right and left. Exiting down to Sierra 1. Taxi checklist complete. Up a little bit fast. Might be a physics bug. I don't know. Minor bug. Airplane is so sluggish. Why is it still feeling so fast? Taxiway. Air to ground handling. Explains that. Belly ground, American 1115, holding short of 27 left at Sierra 1. And they'll hand us off the tower from here. So we'll wait on
American
that.
1115, contact tower on 118.5 for departure.
Over the tower, 118.5, and have a great evening. .5 will be tower. And departure will be 119.2. Philadelphia Tower, good evening. American 1115 is with you, holding short of 27 left at Sierra 1. We're ready for takeoff. Let's turn off the packs.
American 1115, Philadelphia Tower, runway 27 left, winds 360 at 6, fly runway heading
Alright, that's
for takeoff.
clearance. Clear for takeoff, 27 left. Alright, runway turn-offs. Both. TARA. Alright, line up. Runway 27 left. I'll be brief, let's slow down. Airplane wants to run away. TCAS, TARA, packs are on. We're taking off. Hey. Alright. The 1.4 EPR, 1.2 to stabilize. Somewhere we have to. Flex. Past 80 knots. No one told you. I don't know. Flex seems to not want to work. Alright. Neutral after 80 knots, a mistake. B1. Rotates. Positive rates. Gear. We're up. Oh no. steep climb for us. Very nice. Lovely.
American 1115, contact departure.
Over to departure and think ready ATC.
American
Alright, climb
1115,
thrust.
roger, contact departure on 123.6.
Alright. 123.6 departure. Is that what we were given? Oh no, okay. A lot here. Here we go. Alright, I'm going to get the packs back on. This points. One, 2, 3.6. That was not shown on say intentions, I don't think. Alright, but we have autopilot on, taking care of everything because I am doing a lot. All stats. Fully departure, good evening. American 1115 is with you at 5,000, climbing out.
American 1115, Philadelphia departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 12,000, right heading 5, back to MXC, then on course.
Climb on 2000, vectors to MXC, turn heading 315, proceed on course.
American 1115, direct MXC, then is filed, please.
Alright, it's profile mode kicked in. Very nice. Let's get a VNAV climb. Thank you, Airbus. Not passing in clouds, we no longer need anti-ice. What was that message? Flying flight level 230, American 1115. Okay.
American
30.
1115, again, please.
Climbing 230, American 1115. Ground brace alarm, turn them off. Climbing very nicely, very smooth as well, like that. After 10,000, I will turn off seatbelts, or maybe, well, we are expecting turbulence for about half of the flight, so not have them off for long, but maybe for a little bit. Want to give passengers a little bit of time at least. It's be nice to get up and move around the cabin as they please. So we'll cut seatbelt signs for now. And we're about to pass 10,000, so Runway turn offs and landing lights off.
American 1115, climb and maintain flight level 30.
Dear guests, the lavatories are now available. You may use approved electronic...
Up to flight level 280, American 1115.
For your attention.
We're accelerating now. Very nice. Pretty going really well. It is still working in auto anyway. Okay, cabin is climbing. Cabin pressure is normal. Very nice. Still don't feel a need to mess with the temperature. Well, temperature is kind of high right now in Fort Worth, so maybe a little bit. Make it a tad bit warmer in the airplane right now. Other than that, it seems great. It's the winter time, so the sun is starting to set a little bit early.
American 1115, climb and maintain flight level 300.
Very dry. Climb 320, American 1115. Unexpected turbulence. Feeling that here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your purser, Mara Maya. The captain has turned on the seatbelt sign, so we kindly ask you to return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Please note that the lavatories are no longer available until the seatbelt sign is turned off. Thank you for your cooperation.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain from the flight deck. We are passing through a little bit of unexpected turbulence, which is right now mild. So I do kindly ask you to return to your seats, fasten your seatbelts. And once again, thank you for choosing to fly with us.
Understood, Captain. Making the announcement now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your purser, Mara Maya.
Oh, she made it again.
We are
Wow.
currently experiencing some mild turbulence. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Thank you for your cooperation.
Well, I was speaking to the passengers. Okay. That's fine also though. That's very nice. Very nice little feature on Say Intentions. So the windshield doesn't freeze. Sometimes I forget to turn that on probe heats in the Airbus. There's an ice probe, so looks clean right now, so not see a need for anti-ice at the moment. over to New York Center, and thank you for the ATC, and have a good evening.
American 1115.
Starting to look very cloudless now. Clouds are starting to disappear. I am using live weather, by the way. Using active skies to be more specific. Not doing any steps today. We feel the need to. It's not really in our flight plan anyway. Also, the optimal is at an odd altitude. So, 330 to be more specific, so we are staying at 320 for the entire flight, for the entire duration of the cruise rather. Out of that little pocket of turbulence, so seatbelts back off for the time being. We are expecting more turbulence later in the flight though. At this point, I will step away from the mic for a little bit. I have some things I want to do away from the PC right now because we are not doing much at this point, just cruising, so enjoy the views and sunset right ahead of us. Very nice touch to our flights today. miles from top of descent, and look at the beautiful sunset right ahead of us. That is through the shade anyway, but had to protect the pilot's eyes. Yeah, a little quick look at it though. Very nice. Hope that didn't blind you. Well, really on the screen, so of course it's not going to blind you. But anyway, just for the realism, keeping it down to protect our pilot's eyes. But it's time to prepare for arrival, so we can start by getting our weather data. That will be Fort Worth. Sorry, Dallas Fort Worth, DFW. Throw it in there, and we're going to send. And we shall get the message received. Yep, current time is 1. Zulu. See what those winds are saying. 170 at 5. Altimeter is 2996. Oh yes, let's have another look. What is our temperature? 26. Okay, so it is pretty warm here. Rather warm. So let's go ahead and get our information in the approach page. 2986. And are we expecting it to really change at all? Let me go ahead and take a look. Wind information, airport weather list. It will be 3,000 approximately. Not really behind schedule too much at all, so we'll go ahead and enter that 1,000. 3,000 with a temperature of 27.27. Expected to get a little bit hotter than it is right now at the moment. And what are our winds? 180 at 7. 180 at 7. Francis level 180 says 185. That's fine. Not really going to mess with that, so I'll leave it alone. Why is our approach speed 197? That is strange. There's such a high approach speed. Huh. Oh, maybe because of our weight over here, that still would make a lot of sense. But I guess still wouldn't make a lot of sense. Right is our runway.
Hey, Captain, just checking in. Would you like anything to drink or a small snack?
Flaps.
You know, I hear the in-flight meal options are so good. They could make a pilot forget about turbulence.
I don't know. That still wouldn't make a lot of sense. Flap retraction speed is 168 though. So let's get our landing data. See what that's all about. Definitely want that. Press METAR and apply. How much of a difference? It'll be 3,000. What's just happened here? 3,000, please. Huh. 6,000. Perfect. Temperature 30. Oh, I'm sorry, no. 27. Landing weights. Let's give it a calculation. Alright, let's look at our progress page. See where we are. 70 miles. So it's the top of descent. Fuel on arrival is 9.9. They have 11.5. So that'll be 2.6. Let's subtract that. That'll be 145.2. So let's go ahead and enter that. .2. Alright. There's our landing weights. Idle reversers, we can take that and low auto brake. Perfect. That'll be perfect for us. Okay. So if we come back over here, I would like to know what's going on with our landing weight. Alright, oh, it's fixed. It's fixed. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. That's so much better. 142. I don't know what that was just about. A very high approach speed. But we got it fixed. Not expecting any storms or anything, so we can leave it dry, or weather, or runway condition rather. Taking low auto brakes, and we are planning for idle reversers. If my controls want to allow it today. That's a fact. And that temperature up a little bit more. It's a little bit hot in Fort Worth right now. Alright. How far are we from the top of descent now? 51 miles. 51 miles to go until we have to start descending. So we have server 4 for arrival. Alright, so here's our restrictions. So server is at between 16,000 and 13,000. Let's get on those constraints at this point in time, and let's see if we have a written briefing over here. I guess not. Let's look at our fixes. A leather neck. We can find that. Oh, right over here. Alright, after fuel. Fuel and then leather. And we have neck right after. That is our first restriction between flight level 300 and 240. Alright, we have 27.4, so that's good. Well, let's rather go into plan mode so we can see it. Alright, restrictions are there. Neck, flight level 300, 240. Sailor, 210. with 290 knots speed restriction at 290 knots right over here, also at neck. So what's next? Sailor. We have server. Server 16,000, 13,000, 270 knots. Broach 12,000, 11,000, 250 knots. Thus 240 knots. 10,000 and 8,000 between those two. And we have that over here. We're cross checking. And then Yabbit, which shall be our last restriction before we get on to, or no, not. On our arrival it is. Between 6,000, no, it's just at 6,000, that's 230 knots. And then vectors to approach. Then descend down to 4,000. Alright, briefing is complete and cross-checked. Let's get our approach. ILS 18 to left. Oh, I'm sorry, no, we have 18 right actually. Alright, 28 miles from the top of Cent approximately. That's the number I would give it. Alright, 18 right is what we have today. Why does that start? I don't know. Alright, oh, ILS localizer 18 right. Maybe because we have that planned. Stars out automatically. Okay. Very nice. Alright. Category 1, we're taking that. Barrel ref, alright, barrel will be 810. So let's go ahead and set that. Let's make sure we're setting that. Performance page 810. Over there. Alright, let's start from the top anyway. Lower frequencies. Alright, simultaneous approaches. 17 left, 17 center. Alright. Runway heading is 176 for 18 right. And what is our DME, or is that not shown here? Wonder why. Or maybe it's in the RANAV anyway. Well, 111, that's 19. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, I thought it was shown there. No, where really it would it be? Oh, the chart is right here. 111.9. So that's already correct. I had to worry about adjusting the radio nav or anything. It's all set. Alright, so approach page is finished. And we are like 12 miles from our top of descent. We can pre-select our altitudes. Sensor right now will be at 128, 125. Good evening, Sensor. American 1115 is with you. 5 miles from top of descent, requesting descent along server for arrival into Fort Worth.
American 1115, descend and maintain 5,000.
Descend to 5,000, requesting descent along server for arrival. Yes. They want me at 5,000.
American 1115, descend and maintain 5,000 for arrival into Fort Worth.
Send to 5,000. American 1115. Okay. Alright, we're starting that descent.
American 1115, cleared server 4 for transition into Dallas.
Clear server 4 into Dallas. How did they clear me that after I already started descending?
American 1115, say again, please.
Cleared server 4, transition into Dallas. Hey. Tossing with the ATC, huh? I don't know what's going on. They are a little bit silly at times. Let's get some lighting in here. Airplane will start getting dark.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our descent into Dallas-Fort Worth. Please return to your seats, stow your tray tables, and
Beautiful
fasten your
scenery
seatbelts.
upon arrival. I like
The use of
this.
lavatories is no longer permitted. Thank you for your
Right in
cooperation.
that secondary. Right on the descent path. Phoenix still maintains that really well, even without speed brakes, without the usage of that. I really did not notice that. 256. Speed should have been 290. Guess that's the top speed. Really not friction on that. Well, I don't know. Airplane does not really follow speed restrictions so well. But still on the descent path, descending nice and smooth, nice and gently, with profile mode. So not going to stress too much about that. This is a good altitude to turn seatbelts back on, so going to do that. And let's go over our checklist. Wait, I think we're down to the approach checklist right now. Yes, we are. We will start on that
Ladies
a
and
little bit
gentlemen,
later.
this is your purser, Mara Maya. The captain has turned on the seatbelt sign, so we kindly ask you to return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Please note that the lavatories are no longer available until the seatbelt sign is turned off. Thank you for your cooperation.
Seatbelts will remain on until we're at the gates, actually. But thanks for advising me. Probably we can increase speed a little bit. It wouldn't hurt to do that, but I don't know what's going on with the speed here. The plane is just unable. Looks capped at 260. So we'll just stick with that. That is all fine. Oh. Altimeter.
American 1115, contact Lone Star approach on 125.025.
Over to Lone Star approach and think of the ATC.
American 1115, Lone Star approach, radar contact, descend at your discretion. Expect ILS runway 17 left approach.
25025. What's going on here? $3,000 QNH. Still right on the descent path. Very nice. Good evening, Lone Star Approach. American 1115 is with you. 3 miles from server, exiting 16,000.
American 1115, Lone Star Approach. Good evening, Dallas altimeter 29906. Expect the ILS runway 17 left approach into Dallas.
Expect 17 left approach into Dallas, altimeter 2986. Okay, runway change. Can take it. 17 left.
American 1115, turn right heading 255 vectors for the ILS runway 17 left approach.
We're heading 255 vectors for ILS 17 left. Alright. Open up the heading window. On 7 left. With no stars, as we're expecting vectors now. At this point, I'll start on the approach checklist. Alright, approach checklist. Ref 2986. Seatbelts on, minimum. Oh, and also, sure, no smoking is on. Minimum is 840. Let's. Oh, what's deleted? Okay, 840 though, or 810 rather. Auto brake minimum. Auto brake is low. Engine mode selector as required. On 7 left. There's a lot of runway. Go with medium now. Runway has gotten a little bit shorter. Alright, exiting 10,000. Land switches. Come on. And runway turn off.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Alright,
we are now
not
on
slowing
final
down.
approach into Dallas. Please turn off all
10,000, I don't know
electronic
why,
devices and
that's
stow them
weird.
until we arrive at the gate. Ensure your tray tables are put away. Your seats are in the full upright position and your seatbelts are
Maybe
fastened.
that is it.
The weather in Dallas is currently 26 degrees Celsius with a few clouds at 20,000 feet. Our
Slide
assigned
those
gate
speed
is
brakes a little bit.
Terminal 2. Thank you for
Alright,
your
now we're
cooperation.
slowing down. Left heading 225, American 1115. Descend, maintain 5,000, American 1115. Alright. Don't really need those auto brakes as much anymore. Speed is still increasing. Leave them out a little bit. did I finish the checklist anyway? Alright. Engine mode selector as required. Approach checklist complete.
American 1115, descend and maintain 4,000 feet, turn right heading 235, altimeter 29906.
Descend, maintain 4,000, turn right heading 235, altimeter 2986. Alright, 35. Look at the chart as well. We're approaching 17 left. Well, 1.75. Let's check the right nav. Alright, that's correct. For a performance page. Approach page. Our new barrow will be 750.
American 1115, proceed direct inwood, descend and maintain 3,000 feet until established on the localizer, cleared for the ILS, runway 17 left approach.
Direct inwood down to 3,000, cleared ILS 17 left. Alright. Down to 3,000. I'm gonna lower that speed a little bit as well. Let's go for 230 knots. 220, maybe that would be better. There we go.
2,500.
Alright, there we go. More control of the airplane, haha. Lower speed. Alright. This point we can go for approach mode in that performance page. Oh yes, I would like to confirm that. Final approach speed will be 147. Alright, at this point we can start our flaps, start putting them out. Alright, 151 will be our final approach speed. We'll put the gear down soon. That is a tricky quick spot. That's why I wanted to get it early. Is ahead, I see it. 17 left is right over there. Cabin, seats for arrival. Do that early as well.
We are taking our seats, Captain.
Perfect.
Ladies and
Cabin
gentlemen,
is ready.
we are now on final approach into Dallas. Please turn off all electronic devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate. Ensure your tray
Alright,
tables
full
are
laps
fully.
2.
Your seats are in the full upright position and your seatbelts are fastened. The weather in
So
Dallas
we are
is currently
slowing
26
down.
degrees Celsius with a few clouds at 20,000 feet. Our assigned gate is Terminal E2.
Still pretty
Thank
far
you.
out.
American 1115, contact Dallas Tower on 124.15.
Over to Dallas Tower, 124.15.
American 1115, contact Dallas Tower on 124.15 when established.
Almost established. Yep, it is captured. Time for approach mode. Alright, that is armed. Down. The flaps 3 at this point. That ahead of time. Full. Alright. Landing checklist. ECAM memo, no blue. We're good to go. Landing checklist complete. Fort Worth Tower, good evening. American 1115 on final. Runway 17 left, 5 miles out. She'll get our landing clearance right about
American 1115, KDFW Tower. Winds 180 at 5, runway 17 left, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, American 1115, DFW Tower.
American 1115, continue approach, runway 17 left.
Okay. Through 1,000 feet, I will turn off the autopilots and hand fly it the rest of the way. Alright, so there we go. Autopilot off. Nav fly-by-wire. Low flight controls. We want to maintain 2 whites to red. We are a little bit low. Like I'm right at the right altitude. Right now. Oh, those pop eyes are working. I don't know if those puppies are working. Right, there we go, they are. Okay. Maybe it's just my judgments.
100 above.
We are a little bit unstable.
Minimum 100.
Continue. We're high.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Off landing.
50, Retard.
Had to go around. Missed approach. Alright, we're cleaning up the airplane. Fort Worth Tower, American 1115, missed approach. Going around.
American 1115, execute missed approach procedure. Contact approach on 118.1.
Approach on 118.1. Missed approach procedure. It's direct that way. Traffic. Minus, huh? Oh, an 8.1. Fort Worth approach. Good evening. American 1115. Missed approach. Runway 17 left. Requesting vectors to ILS 17 left.
This is what the ATC audio sounds like, and next is what yours sounds like.
Fort Worth approach. Good evening. American 1115. Missed approach. Runway 17 left. Requesting vectors to ILS 17 left. I don't know what just happened. I thought of Fort Worth approach. Good evening. American 1115. Missed approach. 17 left. Requesting vectors to ILS 17 left.
American 1115, something went wrong on this end, and I wasn't able to do the math on the vectoring approach. This has been reported as bug, but you'll need to get yourself to the approach fix. Expect the ILS runway 17 left approach.
Expect 17 left approach. Vectoring to approach. Yay. Alright, we'll start doing that. Left turn heading 086. Start vectoring myself. They cannot help us. Let's get that sorted though as well. On 7 left, arrival, ILS. It won't let me reselect. 17 left. That's why I'm doing it like that. 17 left. Inserts. see how the model matching looks though. Above us. Nowhere exactly. That's fine. Alright. Letting our turn again. B56. Degree turn. Expecting those winds, so I don't know where they came from suddenly. Alright, I see the traffic flying parallel. Oh, I do see the runways. Man. A pretty long go around. Pretty far from the runway. This other aircraft is descending. They want to land here as well. Have to wait, so I will get them to do so. I want to collide into them. Exactly where the other aircraft is going. And I have them on. Well, they're on our frequency. Oh, not here. I do not hear them at all. But we have to vector ourselves today. Inwood will be in about 5 miles. It's when we will erect. Or no. I want to make the final turn first. This other aircraft is doing, I will try to land ahead of them, ahead of the aircraft on the runway. Almost parallel. So we can start our turn. That will be 276. Six. 28. Okay, yeah, 276. $266, I'm sorry. Fourth approach, American 1115, inbound for approach 17 left, inbound for localizer.
American 1115, proceed direct inward, cleared for the ILS runway 17 left approach.
Direct inward, cleared 17 left approach. Alright, perfect. Very good. Get this up a little bit. Give us inward, please. Thank you. Alright. Start getting those flaps out again. Cabin, seats for arrival.
We are preparing the cabin for arrival, Captain.
Alright, thank you very much. Alright, did we go approach mode? Nah, forget about that. Yep. $11.75. Localizer is captured. And at this point, go into approach mode. Oh no, I don't know why it doesn't want to show up there. That's strange. Leave it until then.
American 1115, contact Dallas Tower on 124.15 at Inwood.
Tower 124.15, and thank you for the ATC. We're going to approach mode at this point. It'll still work, but it doesn't want to show up for some reason. I don't know why. Fort Worth Tower, good evening. American 1115 on final. 17 left. ILS.
American 1115, cleared for the ILS runway 17 left approach.
Cleared ILS 17 left. Wait a minute. Still on approach. Alright. Flaps 2 gear. Landing no blue. Landing checklist completes. Forward tower, American 1115 on final, 17 left. 5 miles out.
American 1115, KDFW Tower, roger. Continue approach, runway 17 left.
Continue, 17 left. 1 landing clearance. Well, I want to land. Let's go down. Flaps 3. Points. And flaps full. They'll give us the clearance very late or just forget. Yeah, I'm still gonna land anyway.
1,000.
Okay. Say goodbye to autopilot once again. Very stable this time. Very smooth landing.
Whoa. Well,
Reverse. I slammed the nose down. Main gears, very smooth. Ooh. Calculated that braking a little bit, didn't I?
American 1115, welcome to Dallas. Contact ground on 121.65.
Over the ground, 121.65, and thank you for the ATC.
Largest urban arts district in the United States. Thank you for flying with American Airlines. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until we reach the final parking position. On behalf of Captain Ian N., First Officer, and the entire crew, we wish you a pleasant stay here. The local time is 7 p.m.
It's taxi. Alright, we have arrived. Let's clean up the airplane. heading to the spot from Kilo. Alright. Not that familiar with Fort Worth, but that makes it a little bit more convenient, doesn't it? 46. Airbus procedure. This one we would want to start slowing down a little bit. 35. Anyway. Don't care what they say at this point.
American 1115, taxi approved to stand E7. Good evening.
Okay. I have no choice but to accept that for me. We have the crew ready. That we can. Engine. Starting down to. No pumps off. Airplane is very sluggish now. We're doing that. Pull up all the way, engine. Honestly, I'm not that good at parking aircraft. Alright. This is the position I'm stopping in. Probably could have done a little bit better with parking, but taking that position. We're taking this position right here. Alright. We're cutting the left engine. Bye bye. Oh, what just happened? Do not need Navigraph charts right now. Huh. Got very good parking this time, haha. Very nice, okay. Take that for sure. %10 on the end limits. Okay, we'll take that and shut off the beacon. Taxi light off.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Captain Ian N., First Officer, and the entire crew, we thank you for flying with American Airlines today. We wish you a wonderful stay here in Dallas, a beautiful vacation, safe travels to your next destination. We hope to see you back
Taken care
on
of by
board very soon.
GSX.
Goodbye.
Okay. Not opening. He wants me to open the doors. Oh, alright. GSX is getting them open. Ending the video here. Hope y'all enjoyed the flight as much as I did. And I will happily see y'all in the next video. Peace out. Get external power running. We can at this point if it's connected. Cockpit to ground. American 1115 requesting ground power units. If that works, I just want to test it out.
Connecting GPU.
Oh, it does. Oh, it does. Let's see if it really works. Alright. Ground power is available anyway. Let's turn it on. And pretending this is the last flight of the day, we'll cut the APU and let the airplane sit on the GPU. We have the parking checklist. Our parking brakes. Parking brake is on. Engines are off. Wing lights are off, and fuel pumps are off. Checklist complete. Here's where I'm ending things. Leaving the aircraft right now. Ground crew is doing a good job unloading bags.